Stop what you're doing right now. If you're sitting there with your credit card in your hand, about to buy a new monitor from Dell, or Samsung, or even Apple, you need to put your wallet away immediately. You are about to make a massive mistake that you will regret for the next 5 years. The monitor market is currently a mess. It is in a state of total confusion. And if you go shopping today, you are basically forced to pick between two terrible options. You can either spend $500 on a gaming panel that feels cheap, looks like a plastic toy, and has terrible color accuracy, or you can go to the complete opposite extreme. You could spend $5,000 on a Pro Display XDR, which is an incredible piece of technology, but let's be honest, that is more money than a lot of people spend on a used car. For years, there's been a massive, painful hole right in the middle of the market, and nobody has been able to fill it properly. Apple tried to fix this with the original Studio display, and while it was a good attempt, we all know it didn't go perfectly. It was a beautiful object, sure, but it had issues. People complained endlessly about the webcam quality, which was grainy and washed out. Tech reviewers pointed out that the screen technology inside was basically a decade-old 5K panel wrapped in a nice aluminum shell. And most importantly, the price felt like a heavy tax on creative professionals who just wanted a sharp screen without selling a kidney. But I am here to tell you that the situation has officially changed. The leaks are flooding in. The supply chain is whispering. And patent filings are appearing that point to one single, undeniable conclusion. The Apple Studio Display 2 is no longer just a myth or a wish. It is a reality, and it is coming much sooner than you think. This isn't just a refresh. This isn't just a minor update with a new spec sheet. This is a reckoning for the entire tech industry. If you're a graphic designer, a video editor, a coder, or just someone who cares about having a nice desk setup, you need to pay close attention. Apple is about to change the way we define a professional workspace forever. And if you buy the wrong monitor today, you will be left behind tomorrow. To really understand why this is such a big deal, we have to be brutally honest about the first Studio display. It was a safe product. Apple played it conservative. They took an old panel, put it in a nice box, and sold it for a premium. It worked, but it didn't wow anyone. With the Studio Display 2, the gloves are finally coming off. Apple is done playing safe. They're coming for the throat of every other monitor manufacturer on the planet. The biggest and most critical shift here is the screen technology itself. The rumors are all pointing to a move to mini LED. This is the main reason why this device is going to absolutely dominate the market. We are no longer talking about standard, edge-lit backlighting where the blacks look like dark gray sludge. We are talking about thousands of tiny local dimming zones. This brings that premium, ultra-high-end XDR experience to a size and a price point that actually makes sense for normal human beings. Just imagine the deep, inky blacks of an OLED screen, but without the risk of burn-in. Now combine that with a massive 1600 nits of peak brightness. This is exactly what is required for true HDR work. If you're editing video, you aren't just guessing what the colors look like. You're seeing them exactly as they are meant to be seen. This change is not just a small upgrade. It is a complete replacement for how we perceive color on a desktop. You might be asking yourself why Apple is doing this now. Why not wait another year? The answer is actually very simple. The competition is catching up, and they are catching up fast. Samsung and LG are releasing 5K and 6K panels that actually look great. They're starting to make monitors that rival Apple's aesthetic. Apple realized they could no longer rely on their logo alone to sell screens. They had to innovate to stay on top. And that brings us to one of the most exciting rumors of all, the one that has every gamer and video editor salivating. We're talking about the addition of a 120Hz promotion refresh rate. For years, Apple tried to convince us that we didn't need high refresh rates for work. They said 60Hz was fine. They were wrong. And now, they are finally fixing that mistake. Once why? Oh, you use a 120Hz screen on a Mac. You can never, ever go back. It ruins you for other screens. Moving back to 60Hz feels like looking at a broken strobe light. It feels laggy and unresponsive. High refresh rates reduce eye strain significantly because the image is refreshing twice as fast. It makes every movement on the screen, from dragging a window to scrolling through a timeline, feel as smooth as butter. For video editors, this is a total game changer. It is the difference between just seeing a frame and actually feeling the flow of your edit. It connects you to your work in a way that slower screens just can't. But here's where things get really interesting. This monitor isn't just a screen. It isn't just a dumb panel that displays pixels. It actually has a brain. The original model used an A13 chip, which was basically an iPhone chip inside a monitor. The Studio Display 2 is expected to use the A16 or even the incredibly powerful A17 Pro chip. You might wonder why on earth a monitor needs that much raw processing power. Is it going to run apps? Is it going to play games? The answer is Apple Intelligence. We are entering a new era of technology where AI is everywhere, and your monitor is about to start doing the heavy lifting for your system. This chip will handle AI processing and manage your video calls, freeing up your main computer to do other things. Apple learned a very hard, very public lesson from the first model's webcam disaster. They were mocked relentlessly for it. The new display is going to feature a massive 12-megapixel sensor with a much larger aperture to let in more light. But hardware is only half the battle. This hardware will be powered by the neural engine inside that A17 chip. This means you get hardware-level noise reduction that cleans up your video feed instantly. It will also feature Center Stage 2.0. The camera won't just follow you around the room like a creepy robot. It will use AI to adjust the lighting on your face in real time. You will look like you are in a professional studio with a lighting crew, even if you are actually working in a dark basement in your pajamas. And we cannot ignore the connectivity. We have to talk about the feature that almost no one is mentioning, but which might be the most important one for professionals. That is the integration of Thunderbolt 5. The rest of the world is still struggling with the limits of Thunderbolt 4. The Studio Display 2 is designed to be the ultimate connection hub. We are talking about data transfer speeds of 120 gigabits per second. This allows for a true, uncompromising one-cable setup. You can plug in your MacBook Pro and get fast charging power while also connecting multiple 6K displays, hard drives, and accessories, all through a single port. It is the dream setup for every professional who hates cable clutter. Now, we have to address the elephant in the room. The most important question of all: how much is this new technology going to cost you? For months, everyone assumed that a mini LED display with these insane specs would be totally unaffordable. People expected a price tag close to $3,000 or $4,000. It seemed logical. Apple likes money, and this is premium tech. However, recent leaks have sent shockwaves through the tech community. The pricing strategy for the Apple Studio Display 2 appears to be a total shift in direction for Apple. It looks like they are finally aiming for affordability. This is the leak that changes everything. If the rumors are true, Apple is looking to undercut the high-end competition while offering superior integration. Why would Apple lower the barrier to entry? Why would they leave money on the table? The answer lies in the ecosystem. Apple knows that if they can get a studio display on your desk, you're much more likely to stay a Mac user for life. It anchors you to their world. By making the Studio Display 2 more accessible, they're creating a gateway to the pro experience. This isn't just about selling a monitor. It is about owning the entire workspace. For a long time, users felt like they were being punished for wanting a 5K resolution. They had to choose between an overpriced Apple screen or a buggy third-party option that looked ugly and didn't work well with macOS. Those days are coming to an end. The leak price suggests that Apple wants this to be the default choice for every creative professional in the world. Let's look at what this means for the competition. Companies like Dell, HP, and Samsung have had a free run in the mid-range professional market for years. They offered decent screens for around $1,000, and users bought them simply because the Apple alternative was too expensive. But if Apple brings the Studio Display 2 in at a competitive price point, those other brands are in serious trouble. Think about it. No other company can match the build quality of Apple's aluminum enclosures. No other company has the hardware-software integration that allows you to control monitor brightness and volume directly from your Mac keyboard without installing sketchy extra software. When you add the power of the A17 Pro chip inside the monitor, the value proposition becomes impossible to ignore. This leads us to the bigger picture of the professional workspace. We are seeing a move toward what experts call the intelligent desk. In the past, your monitor was just a passive output device. It sat there and showed you what your computer was doing. But with the Studio Display 2, the monitor becomes an active partner. Because it has its own powerful processor, it can handle background tasks that usually slow down your laptop. It can manage your internet connection, handle your audio processing, and even assist with AI rendering. This means your MacBook Pro will run cooler and faster because it isn't doing all the work by itself. It's like having a second computer inside your monitor helping you out. This is a massive efficiency gain for anyone who does heavy video editing or 3D modeling. We also need to consider the longevity of this investment. Most people replace their computers every 3 to 5 years. A laptop battery dies, the processor gets slow, and you upgrade. However, a good monitor can last a decade. Apple knows this. By including Thunderbolt 5 and a high-end mini LED panel, they're making this monitor future-proof. You won't feel the need to upgrade this screen in 2 years. It is built to handle the next generation of Mac computers that haven't even been designed yet. This is why the leak price is so significant. If you can get 10 years of use out of a monitor that makes your daily work easier and more enjoyable, the cost per day is almost nothing. It is a smart business move for any freelancer or studio owner. There is also the matter of the Apple tax. For years, people have joked that you pay double just for the logo. But with the Studio Display 2, that tax might actually disappear. When you factor in the built-in speakers, which are widely considered the best in the industry, better than most standalone desktop speakers, and the high-quality microphone array, you are actually saving money. To get the same audio quality and webcam performance on a third-party monitor, you would have to buy hundreds of dollars worth of extra accessories. You need a webcam, a microphone arm, speakers, and cables everywhere. These accessories create clutter on your desk and require more management. The Studio Display 2 eliminates all of that. It gives you a clean, minimal, and highly functional environment. In conclusion, the Apple Studio Display 2 is shaping up to be the most important peripheral Apple has released in years. It fixes the mistakes of the past while pushing the boundaries of what a monitor can do. It brings professional-grade HDR and high refresh rates to the masses. It uses internal AI to make you look better in meetings and work more efficiently. And most importantly, it does all of this at a price that doesn't feel like a robbery. If you have been waiting to upgrade your setup, your patience is about to be rewarded. The hole in the monitor market is finally being filled. The era of choosing between a cheap plastic screen and a $5,000 luxury item is over. Apple is about to provide the Goldilocks solution. It is the monitor that is just right for almost everyone. Whether you are a student starting your creative journey or a seasoned pro running a production house, this is the screen to watch. Keep your eyes on the upcoming Apple event. The leaks have given us the roadmap, and it leads to a very bright, high-resolution future. This is the moment where the pro workspace is redefined. Apple is taking the lead, and the rest of the industry will have to scramble to keep up. In my honest opinion, looking at everything we know so far, this product is going to be an absolute grand slam for Apple. The original Studio Display was good, it felt like a compromise. This new version feels like a statement. The combination of mini LED and 120 Hz promotion is the holy grail that Mac users have been begging for. If the rumors about the aggressive pricing are true, I genuinely don't see why you would buy anything else. It streamlines your desk, it future-proofs your workflow with Thunderbolt 5, and it finally brings the display quality up to par with the incredible MacBook Pro screens we've all grown to love. It feels like Apple is finally listening to its pro users, and that is a very exciting thing to see. I think this is going to sell out instantly, and it's going to set a new standard that Dell and Samsung are going to struggle to match for years. If you like the video, subscribe, share the video, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update on the future of tech. Thanks for watching. and I'll see you in the next one.